Hi guys, how's it going? It's been a little while since I made a video. I was on vacation a couple weeks ago, and then just kind of getting back in the act last week, and hadn't really done too much music shopping lately, but I did hit some thrift stores yesterday. I had to run some homework to my daughter's school yesterday, stuff she left at home, and so while I was out, I decided to make a early morning loop of the thrift stores and see what's new, and I found a few decent things. First of all, the big Goodwill in town. I found some really good stuff there before, but lately it's just been kind of lame. There's not been much new, but they kind of reorganized it a little. They moved some stuff off of some rickety metal shelves, which are just awful for vinyl. They have to actually stack them flat, because if you try to set them up, they just flop over. But anyway, they put them in some of these little like kind of Rubbermaid containers on the floor, which is much better. You can flip through them easier. And so I looked through a couple of them, and it seemed like the same stuff. They just moved it, and I was about to give up and leave, and then I realized there were two more that I missed. And I went over to those and looked through and found some interesting stuff, although it's fairly beat up. First of all, it was a box set from Keith Jarrett on ECM. This is solo concerts, Bremen, Lausanne, I think. Yeah, like I said, it was a box set. All that's left is the lid to the box, which is pretty beat up. I think I'm just going to take an X-Acto knife and trim the edge pieces off and stick it in a Blake sleeve with the records. But the records are in pretty nice shape. Still in the original inner sleeves. It would be nice to find some of these other releases. Some of these other early ECM releases. That's probably asking too much of Goodwill to find something like these. Especially this guy right here, the Music Improvisation Company with Derek Bailey. But yeah, the vinyl's in really nice shape. All three records are here. Yeah, it's cool. It's 3 for $1 at Goodwill, so that was $1 for that 3-record set. And then I found a couple more by Paul Horn. I've actually already got a copy of this one, but picked it up just in case it's an upgrade. We'll see. If not, I'll just stick this one, probably donate it to the Friends of the Library, and it'll be in the next big Friends of the Library sale. But it's an excellent record. I've seen this around for years and never really given it a shot, but I picked up a copy about a month ago or so and really enjoyed it. But this other one, Paul Horn, this is number 2, Inside 2. And whereas the first one was recorded inside the Taj Mahal, this one I think it was mostly recorded in the studio. But there are some recordings of whale songs, whale sounds and stuff. If you look in the inside, there's a picture of him. He'd been asked to come and play to, looks like a killer whale there. One of these marine places. I can't find it now. But anyway, there's some kind of classical pieces on here and some really meditative, I wouldn't say new age, I wouldn't classify this as new age, I'd say meditative, even ambient type stuff. Give it a quick listen this morning. It's really good, a lot better than I expected, so I'll probably try to pick up some more Paul Horn stuff. I've actually got some of his earlier jazz stuff. It's really good, but I always kind of thought his later stuff like this was more new agey, but it's not. It's really good, meditative, almost ambient type stuff. And then just to round out the 3 for $1 deal, I picked up this record. I've seen this around for a while, and kind of a cool exotica, or not even stereo. It's not stereo, but hi-fi show-off type piece. This is David Carroll and his orchestra, Latin percussion on Mercury. It would be nice to have in stereo. Just give it a quick listen. And for a moment I thought it was in stereo because the sound is so good. The separation on the instruments and all, and the mix down, it's really good. But it's cool just because of the gatefold cover and the pretty girl and cool colors and stuff. But really nice job. Mercury, high fidelity, mono. So that was Goodwill. Then I ran across town kind of to the other Goodwill in town, and there was really nothing there. Sometimes they had some good equipment, sometimes some CDs, but there was really nothing. So next I hit the Habitat for Humanity shop, and they had a few new records. They hadn't had any new records in a while, and some pretty good stuff. Another one on Mercury. This is a stereo classical Mercury Living Presence record. So this is Frederick Fennell conducting the Eastman Rochester Pops Orchestra, playing the music of Leroy Anderson Volume 2. Yeah, this one's actually still in the original plastic inner sleeve. Which is cool. I mean, it's near mint shape, which is really neat. I've got a few of these Mercury Living Presence ones, and they do sound really good. Definitely a recommended classical series to pick up. And then my man Al Caiola, the guitar player. Another one on United Artists by him. This is the best of Al Caiola. He was under contract with United Artists for years. And so you've got like the theme for Magnificent Seven, The Guns of Navarone, Bonanza, Moon River, Experiment in Terror, Balikai, theme from the Brothers Grimm. So pretty cool stuff. Another one from my Al Caiola collection. Kind of a weird thing to collect, but I like his guitar playing. And then a couple of Disney records for my wife's collection, or mine and my wife's collection. Started out as mostly for her, but you know, we both enjoy collecting these. One I see around, but not too often. This one's just in beautiful shape. This is The Story of the Littlest Outlaw. The original motion picture soundtrack narrated by Jiminy Cricket. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this one in really nice shape. And it's on the yellow Disneyland Records label. And another one, I have never seen this one before, out in the wild. This one actually, we've got hundreds and hundreds of Disney records. And most of the time I bring something home. I think The Littlest Outlaw I've already got, or actually I know I do. I checked yesterday, but it's not in quite as nice shape. This one I thought probably surely we had, but we didn't. This is Jimmy Dodd Sings His Favorite Hymns. So kind of some religious music, church music here, but it's on the Disneyland Records label. Jimmy Dodd's got some other stuff on the label. Cool cover art there. There's Mr. Jimmy Dodd. A lot of times we collect these, not so much to listen to, but it's just cool to have a full collection of all the stuff that came out in the Disneyland Records label. This one on a purple label. It's really cool. Haven't shown it to the wife yet. I think I'm going to hide this away and give it to her for Christmas. I always try to give her some Disney records for Christmas, things she didn't already have in the collection, but all the records from this Habitat store were $1, so pretty sweet deal. And then next I hit up Second and Charles. I really love going to this place because a lot of times they seem to have no clue what they're doing pricing stuff, or you know, deciding what to put in the free bin outside. And I drove by. A lot of times I'll drive by and just kind of glance from the road to see. You can see the front of the store, the free bins outside, and you can kind of see if something's in them. And I saw that looked like some books in the free bin, so I decided to pull in and take a look. And sure enough, there were some records in there, and some pretty interesting stuff, if not essential. First of all, some Taiwanese or maybe Chinese pressings. They got the plastic covering the paper for the sleeve, and then the plastic actually goes into the inside. Kind of a neat deal. But we got Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection. Yeah. That's on the first label. And apparently first, that's a record label that was out of Taiwan, and they basically catered to American GIs who were stationed there from like the 50s to the, I don't know, 80s or something, I think I read. And so they take a record, actual record, you know, from a real record label, and they dub a copy of it and use that as their master and put out these little cheapies. And they'd sell for about 1/5 the price of an actual legit copy. And so probably some GI brought these back with them. Another one, this one on the World record label. This is Grand Funk. And let me show you the labels on these. This is probably one of the best parts, is actual. It's cool. I don't know that I'll keep these in the collection, but I've seen these around before in record shops. Sometimes they think they're worth money. I don't really think so, but I was just kind of curious to pick some up and listen to them, see how they sounded. This one, this Grand Funk, I listened to yesterday. It actually sounds pretty good. It just needs to be cleaned. It's got some pops and clicks from, I assume, being dirty and not from their job making a copy. The Elton John here on World, on First. Okay, this is the one on First. There's the label for that one. So yeah, kind of cool. It's kind of stuff I like to pick up in the free bin and just kind of give a shot. If I don't fall in love with it, I'll just donate it to the Friends of the Library sale, and someone will there will pick it up. Next up, Jose Feliciano. This one was on RCA. Apparently you can see they just covered the original art, copied the original art. They got the Dynagroove little logo there. So again, another one on the First label. And then finally, recognized the picture, but I couldn't think of her name right away. Dionne Warwick, another one on the First record label. Yeah, so kind of neat. Yeah, I'm not gonna turn them down for free. I'll give them a shot, give them a listen. And then some real records, things I've seen around but never really picked up. But you know, for free, I'll give them a listen. Probably pretty good stuff. Jeff Beck, Truth on Epic. Cover's a little rough, but you know, works for me. Looks like probably a first pressing, I'm guessing. At least the early pressings. Got the early Epic label. And what else? The Allman Brothers Band. I guess self-titled album. Not too familiar with Allman Brothers music or discography here. Nice gatefold. Yeah, probably a lot of people have seen this record, I assume, on the Atco label, and yeah, looks like an early stereo pressing. So that was kind of cool, you know, for free. And finally, Herbie Mann record I don't have. I seem to have picked a ton of these things up lately from the dollar bin and the free bin. Guy just doesn't get much respect. He's like Rodney Dangerfield. I think it's all because of that one album cover with his nasty bare chest. Concerto Grosso in D Blues. So it's Herbie Mann and his band here. Roy Ayers on vibes, Sonny Chirac on guitar, the hardest working man in show business, Ron Carter on bass, and Bruno Carr on drums. So we're playing some classical music written and conducted by William Fisher, and a couple of pieces written by Herbie Mann, Wailing Wall and My Little Ones. And as usual with these records, poor Sonny Chirac just doesn't really get a chance to go crazy and wail. Just a shame, you know. I mean, I guess on tour with Herbie Mann, Herbie always gave him a chance to kind of go crazy and confuse the audiences, but on record, never quite happened. So that was it for the free bin, but they had a rolling cart. They have a rolling cart of CDs, I guess stuff that comes in, new arrivals, and you know, they take their time, take a month or two to put it on the shelves. And I guess they're overflowing with CDs apparently, so they rolled this thing out the front door. So sitting right outside the front door of the store, there's a rolling cart full of CDs, which just seems like it's asking for people to shoplift. But I was nice, and I looked through, and everything was $5 or under. I didn't see a whole lot in the first side I was looking through, so I was kind of discouraged. Seemed like the same old stuff. And then the other side of the cart, I started to see some neat stuff, and when I pulled it out, they priced everything down to 50 cents on this side. So I picked up George Benson's White Rabbit. It's an early CD reissue of the CTI album. So they originally had it priced $2.80, and then priced it down to 50 cents November 30th. And then this one's really cool. 2 CDs set. Robert Johnson, complete recordings on Columbia. 2 CDs are 50 cents. They originally had it priced $9.50 back in 2013. Priced it down 50 cents for 2 CDs. Some cool spaced out hip hop. Dr. Octagon, aka Cool Keith from Ultramagnetic MCs. This one's pretty cool because most of the time you see this, it's on the DreamWorks label, but it originally came out on a label called Bulk Recordings. I think that's the name of the label there. It's hard to see to read the logo there, but this is the original release. I guess the DreamWorks one had a couple extra tracks, but production by Dan Nakamura, the Automator, I think is what he goes by. Scratching by DJ Qbert of Invisible Scratch Pickles. Really cool stuff, tripped out lyrics, slightly obscene and juvenile, but I love it. It was actually my first time listening to the whole CD. Popped it in the car yesterday and listened to it as I was waiting to pick my daughter up from school, so kind of interesting sitting in the parking lot of school listening to some obscene hip-hop. Yeah, CD Warehouse at one time had it for $7.99. I remember paying that for used CDs or more. And then Second and Charles priced it down to $4.89 and now 50 cents. So cool deal. And then finally a CD I already have, but really like this one. It's by Little Axe is the name of the band, I guess you call it. This one called The Wolf That House Built. Sounds kind of stupid, but it's kind of a play on Howlin' Wolf, and I can't remember the story behind the house word, what that means, but yeah, it's basically it's Adrian Sherwood production, the guy behind the On You Sound Records label, and the players are basically also known as Tackhead or Fats Comet. They were originally the house band for Sugar Hill Records in the early days of hip-hop, when they actually had live musicians doing the music. They were kind of the core of the house band. There were some other guys. But they hooked up with Adrian Sherwood in the UK and England and started recording as Tackhead, or Fats Comet, then Tackhead. And then later in their career, the guitarist started this project, Little Axe. His name's Skip McDonald, the guitarist, along with the bassist Doug Wimbish, who played for a while. I think he's still involved with Living Colour. And then drummer Keith LeBlanc. Yeah, really cool stuff. It says here, I'll read the hype sticker. Skip McDonald and his Tackhead mates collaborate with producer Adrian Sherwood to create the world's first ambient dub blues project. And this came out in '95, I think. And then in '99, Moby came out with his CD Play, or his album, which kind of is along the same lines, although a little more dance-oriented. And you know, the critics are like, oh my god, it's the first kind of tripped out thing that samples the blues and all that, but this is really the first, and I guess Moby was kind of inspired by this or heard this. So it's kind of a beef these guys felt. He got all the recognition a few years later for kind of pioneering the sound, but they'd already been there. But Moby's stuff is more dance oriented, of course, kind of more electronic, and these guys, you know, everything's done with live instrumentation and then just dubbed out like crazy in the studio with all kinds of effects and echo and everything and cool samples and stuff. So different sound, I mean, along the same lines, but I really like this. This project, I think there are like 5 or 6 CDs, albums put out by Little Axe. This is the first. Came out on some different labels with a different cover art. But yeah, definitely well worth 50 cents. Probably pass this on to somebody at some point. So yeah, that was it. Yeah, just when I hit thrift stores, I like to kind of hit several in one day, because a lot of times if you go to one, you're just discouraged if you find nothing. But I just kind of learned, you just hit them often and hit many of them, and just keep at it. It's all about like being there at the right time. A lot of times you'll go and there'll just be nothing. You go again, there's nothing, and you start to think there's never anything. But then you go the next day, and all of a sudden, bam! There's the big haul. So yeah, it's just kind of become my strategy as often as I can. Just make a quick pop in, just take a quick peek, and just see if there's anything new. Yeah, you never know what you'll find, especially Second and Charles. That's just the craziest store in the world as far as what they stick in the dollar bin or the free bin. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make a video. I hadn't made one in a while, and yeah, I just thought it was kind of fun to show off some of the thrift store crap I found yesterday morning. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you soon.
Drifting from door to door. Yeah. And if I ever get off this killing floor, won't be back here anymore.